welcome to the 6-month fat loss fucking transformation. First episode, baby. Let's go, man. Let's go. Like finally fucking locking in, dialing in, losing fat and getting into the best fucking possible shape of my life that I've ever fucking been in. So if you do not know how I looked like before, this was my starting point, which was about 6 years ago. And then I've gone through multiple phases in my life where I look very different in each and every phase. Until last year, where I went on my first ever cut, tried to lose fat, ate in a calorie deficit, tracked everything, but did not have a proper game plan, did not have a proper end date, did not have a proper nutrition training program in place, and because of which made a few mistakes in the end of the cut after losing a good chunk of fat, went from 92 to 85 kilos, around 7-8 kgs of fat, and then regained all that fat back and actually gained more weight than I even started out with. And then this year I started out with my cut again in January after taking like a maintenance break. I actually went through binge eating issues, had like a lot of food noise because many things. That's a separate video, separate thing. But again, this month started out with a cut, but have just been spinning my wheels since the start of this cut because this cut actually made it extremely fucking easy, not counting that meticulously, not tracking my steps that much, thinking that oh, this is sustainable, but I confused sustainability with it being easy and did not lose a lot of fat. So since January till now, I've only lost about 3 kilos of fat. Started out with 94 kilos, then ended up with at 90 kilos. And then I decided that I have 6 months before this year ends, and now I have like a proper game plan in front of me, I have proper knowledge, I have a lot of experimentations and shit that I did, and I know everything that I need to do, and I kind of made like a full-on game plan in this book, which I will go through and I'll let you know what is this. My weight is 89 kilos right now. Honestly speaking, I did not put a lot of muscle mass and or lose a lot of fat since the beginning of this year. Not a lot. I think the most gains that I've made in this year is going to be towards my legs because that's actually the only like properly programmed body part in my program right now, and other programs I keep changing and shit, because of which I've actually not progressed a lot, which is something which I'm going to be changing. So actually without wasting any time, let me just get through my whole game plan and let me explain what the fuck am I actually doing in order to lose all of that excess body fat that I'm carrying and getting to my goal weight of around 77 kilos by the end of the fucking year, baby. Okay, so we are doing the notebook and pen style of video right now, like I'm teaching you something. Phase 1 of this is going to be me eating at 2300 calories. My maintenance calories are 2800, so I'm going to be eating 500 calories less than my maintenance. So basically a 500 calorie deficit through food plus a minimum of 12,000 steps. This is my first phase, which is going to go for 3 weeks, and then my goal weight by the end of these 3 weeks is for me to go from 89 kilos to 87 kilos. Now after that is going to be a maintenance phase when I'm bumping my calories up to 2700, which is actually 100 calories less than my true maintenance. So my goal weight over here is to basically maintain 87 kilos, but obviously plus minus it can go down a bit depending upon my activity level, it can go up a bit depending upon the food content in my stomach, but obviously no fat gain over here, plus a minimum of 8 to 10,000 steps. Then comes the phase 2, same thing, 3 weeks, 2200 calories, reduced 100 calories from phase 1, and my goal weight over here is 85 kgs. Same thing, maintenance, 3 weeks again, 2100 calories, and by September 18th, by the end of these 3 weeks, 83 kgs is the goal body weight. And then go back, maintenance, 2600 calories because I'm weighing less right now, and again my NEAT might have gone down. Then comes again the final push, 26th to October 16th, 81 kgs is the goal weight, and I'll be eating the lowest calories over here through all of this, but again not going below 2000 calories because that's just stupid for me, for my height and for my weight. My steps is 12k minimum, so I'm starting off with 12k, but over here the 12k is the minimum base. Each and every fat loss phase, the 3-week phase, I am going to be increasing my steps by 1000. Coming to macros, I am going to be eating 180 grams of protein, even though this is a high amount of protein, but I'm eating this much protein because it is going to provide with satiety. It's going to keep me full for a longer period of time, and eating more protein is not going to be bad. Now a lot of people will be like 1.6 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, so I should be eating around 140 grams of protein. 180 is too much, overkill. I don't give a fuck, dude. 180 grams of protein is good. I want to keep myself full. I like eating meat, so yes, 180 grams. Fats 50 grams. Before my fats used to be 20 to 30 grams. Now because I used to consume 20 to 30 grams of fats last year, which was one of like the mistakes that I did, what happened is I actually got into a lot of issues. My cortisol was high, my hormones were fucked up, and by hormones I mean I wasn't able to sleep properly because of the fats being so low, and because of which my thing of actually waking up early in the morning at 6 a.m. and not being able to sleep led me to actually go and cheat or eat more food early on in the day, and actually help me like worsen my deficit, or me being at a deficit, as well as my sex drive was at an all-time low. Doesn't matter that much because I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a partner. Still, for a young person, 22-year-old, having zero sex drive is not the best thing. Okay, thoda sa vulgar ho gaya, but then I just wanted to put it out there that if you, and testosterone again all-time low, because of which what happens is your drive to do things goes down. Fats 50 grams, so not high, not low. For me, fats should be at around 80 grams. I just do not want to put so many calories on fats because fats are very calorie dense, 9 calories per gram of fat. So 50 is more than enough for me to keep my hormones and everything in check. Carbohydrates, bro, 270 to 280 grams of carbs. I think last year what I did was my protein was like 220, but my carbohydrates were extremely low. It would be around 180 to 200, which is very, very fucking low for me, and because of which during my cut my workouts were shitty as fuck. I was losing strength extremely fast, and because of which I wasn't actually able to put on muscle and even motivated to go to the gym, and I felt like shit. I had very less energy. I've seen that when I have more carbs in my system, I perform better. And one more thing is not just the total amount of carbs, but I am going to prioritize pre and intra-workout carbs as well. So fast digesting pre-workout carbs make a massive difference. Something like eating like a cereal or like bread with honey 30 minutes to an hour before you go to the gym makes a huge difference. Basically, it reduces the perception of effort, so your sets in general seem to be or feel more easier. And sometimes what happens is because of certain issues, your perception of effort increases. So what happens is the sets that might seem easier last week, or that would have felt easier last week, they seem pretty hard now. So this negates that effect. And also it increases your blood sugar level and it keeps it stable throughout the session, so that blood sugar drop, especially on a deficit when your overall carb is already low, after the first set or the second set, your blood sugar is going to drop, and what's going to happen is you are going to feel lethargic and you're going to feel very not motivated to continue the session. Supraspinal CNS fatigue. So having this before your workouts, and intra workouts, I'm just keeping it for leg days because those are the hardest workouts of the week. Again, because my blood sugar level drops extremely fast, especially after a set of squat or a deadlift. So by just keeping on like sipping like on that intra-workout carbs, which is a coconut water drink for me, will keep my blood sugar level stable and gives me those insulin spikes throughout the session, which will help me not lose the performance in the gym and be able to go hard. This was the whole 6-month game plan. That's it, bro. So I just want to keep this video simple. I just want to talk about what I'm going to be doing, and this is something which I'm going to be prioritizing for the next 6 months. The most important thing of my life, not my career, not studies, not anything else. This is the most important thing for me in my life because I want to get to the leanest position, and this is something which I want to prove to myself that I have not done something amazing with my life till now. Okay, that I have told something that I'm going to be doing something, but I've never done that. Me doing this and achieving this is going to be that one thing which I have told that I'm going to do this, and I have achieved it. So it's going to prove to myself that whatever I set out to do, and if I like doing that thing, I will achieve it no matter what. This is something which I want to do, and yeah, bro, let's see. Means a lot to me. This is the pre-workout meal that I'm going to be consuming. Cereal and milk, 50 grams mixed with 30 grams of whey protein. I'm going to be eating this as my first meal today because I want to go to the gym a little bit early, so I want to get some quick carbs in. But the thing with quick carbs is, especially for me, if I'm just consuming like extremely high sugary like carbs, it's going to give me a rise in blood sugar, but that crash is going to happen mid-workout, and it always happens. I start feeling sluggish. So for me, the best way to get in these pre-workout carbs is to always mix in some kind of a fat source or a protein source in, so that the crash doesn't come in. Rise in blood sugar is also pretty stable, not extremely protein heavier or fat heavy, because then it's just gonna, what do you say, defeats the whole purpose of getting in like quick carbs in the system, but a little bit so that the rise is there, but not so much that you kind of get a crash mid-workout. So that's why I'm mixing in like a scoop, not a scoop, 30 grams of whey protein, about 120 calories, and this is basically Fruit Loop, and 30 to 40 minutes later I'm going to go to the gym.